Hey BC, Chad here. I'm going to attempt to do my 2020 vinyl tag. So let's get started here. The best find of 2019. So I know I haven't done a video for a few months, but back in October I went to New York City and took some trade and got saw this on a wall and had to have it. So my favorite best find of 2019 is the Flower Traveling Band Anywhere. And this is an original Japanese pressing, not the first, but maybe the second pressing. And the only distinction between this and the first is the first pressing is a gatefold, and this is a single LP. And this is also on Philips. So these are really rare with the insert and the Obi strip. So I was super stoked to pick this up. Top find of 2019. Number two, favorite album of 2019. I don't really buy that much new music that I can remember that, but my favorite releases of 2019 are, and I only pulled two of them, the Watchmen soundtracks from Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross. These came out on 3 volumes, and I ordered them from Amazon, and they would come like the day after the episodes first aired on HBO. So that was pretty awesome. So there you go. Novelty record. This is Dr. Druid's Haunted Seance. And this is like a spoken word record. I collect these Electric Lemon records. There's a bunch of them. So really great cover. That's just spoken word seance and whatnot. Homage cover pays homage to another artist. I didn't actually find or pull the other one, but of course I chose London Calling from The Clash, who is related to the Elvis Presley record, of course. B-side Deep Cut. I showed this in the summertime. I wasn't exactly sure what to do here, but I chose the B-side of the Smells Like Teen Spirit 45 from Nirvana on Geffen Records, and it is a previously unreleased track called Even in His Youth, one of my favorite Nirvana songs. And I still don't think it's been, I know it's not on Incesticides, but it's probably been released on something else that I can't remember right now, but great track. The next one is Something Funky, and I chose this record. Can't show it all, but it's Niagara, the self-titled Niagara record, and this is a band out of Germany. And it is all percussion. So it's a group of I forget the guy is in a bunch of studio sessions, and he did like krautrock and some other stuff like that, but this is a rare record, and this is a reissue though on PMG. The Klaus Weiss is the guy who wanted to put together a band of all drums, and this is where it comes. It's like Afro centric, but lots of funky beats, and there's only 2 tracks, and they're both on each side is like 20 minutes long. So think of a drum circle, but really cool funky stuff. So I would love to find an original of this one, but great record, Niagara. Weird Shelf Buddies, records next to each other that make an odd pair. So we have first here, we have Oasis, Definitely Maybe. I don't keep my records in chronological order after they are by artists. Since I'm pulling them in and out, sometimes they get out of sync. But we have Oasis is Definitely Maybe, the first debut record from them, paired next to Obituary's Slowly Rerot. And that's pretty much an indication of my taste from Oasis to Obituary. So there you go. I Was There, a band I've seen. Crap. Did I pull a record? Actually, I was going to pull a Fugazi record. Seen them several times in the early 90s. They wouldn't allow the venues to charge more than $5. So one of the great bands from the 90s as well. So wish I had an OG copy, but have a repress. For that one, I chose Africa from Demon Fuzz. This is a repress on Janus Records, red vinyl. I think these are official. I don't remember, but originals go for a lot of money. Demon Fuzz. A discography you own, all major releases of an artist or artist you own the most. That's pretty simple. That would be anything from Danzig, Glenn Danzig, Misfits, Sam Hain, Danzig. Here's the first 4 original Danzig records, which are some of my favorite records of all time. So that's a simple one for me. Unique Center labels. I've shown this before, but it's probably one of my favorite labels, and it's 45 from Chili Billy Cardell, and these are on Vampire Records. And this is a one-off custom label, and there's nothing else on this label. So cool. But I have a few copies of that one I've showed before. Pre-band album or band that featured someone who went on to be famous. This isn't anything groundbreaking or earth-shattering. I'm sure you've seen it before, but I've had this record since very early in the 90s. 91, I think I got it, maybe when it came out in 90. But it is the 45 Inside Out, No Spiritual Surrender. And this features Zach De La Roche, who went on to front the Rage Against the Machine. So there you go. Musical book or movie you'd recommend. I'm not sure if I've showed this before, but one of my favorite books from last year is the Beastie Boys book. And actually it was from 2018. So the book is really amazing for pictures and everything, but I also highly recommend the audio book that accompanies this. There's some extra stuff in there, and it's narrated by movie stars and other musicians and just random people. So it's really great. Highly recommend this book. Underrated albums. I chose the 3rd record, I think, technically, from T-Rex, Tanks. Lots of good stuff on here. I think there was a few singles like Born to Boogie. I like Rapids and Mr. Mister as well. But T-Rex, Tanks. Batting average artist, band who consistently makes good albums. I mean, there's a lot of ones that I could have pulled, but I chose Massive Attack. Their first 3 or 4 albums, pretty much their whole catalog I love, but their first 3 albums, Blue Lines, Protection, and their pretty much acclaimed Mezzanine record, I really listened to a lot. So there you go. They are all great records. Same album, different cover. I couldn't think of anything offhand, but this kind of makes sense. But I chose the Appetite for Destruction. And this is Guns N' Roses, of course. And this is the uncensored Robert Williams cover. Appetite for Destruction is the title of the art piece. That's where the name comes from. And so it was censored or banned originally, which I don't even know if it's true, but they actually used the inside artwork here on subsequent releases. So there you go. Original Appetite for Destruction. Same album, different cover. An album you bought cheap that's now worth money. I chose this, I wouldn't say it was cheap. I bought it at a regular price. I don't know, they were like maybe $12 or $15 or something. It's the a 10-inch from the band Ghost. It's a picture disc for He Is. This only came out in 2017, but for some reason people, I think there were only like less than 500, maybe 300 of this release, but people pay stupid money for this, anywhere between $100 and $200 they consistently sell for, and that's pretty much a lot of the Ghost stuff goes for that as well. So but really cool picture disc, but with just remixes on there. Favorite drummer, I chose the Maniac Keith Moon from The Who, and My Generation is probably my favorite, or it is my favorite Who record. One of the greats, so gone too soon. Keith Moon. An album turning 20 in 2020. I actually wanted to pick my Virgin Suicide soundtrack by Air, but I couldn't find it, and so I went with another one here. Ryan Adams and his Heartbreaker record. There you go. It's 20 years old. A trilogy of albums, 3 solid albums back to back from the same artist. This is a no-brainer if this is what he intended, but 3 albums, the actual trilogy, the Berlin trilogy from David Bowie here. We have Low, which is my favorite. Heroes, it's a great record, and the Lodger, which I listened to the least of these 3, but they're all 3 great records. So there you go. I blew through the 2020 vinyl tag. Hope to make some more videos soon, but I won't promise it. But there you go. Thanks for watching, BC. Peace.